The Ohio Veterans Hall of Fame recognizes Ohio's distinguished men and women who have worn the uniform of our nation's armed forces and then continue to contribute to their communities, state, and nation through exceptional acts of volunteerism, advocacy, professional distinction, public service, and philanthropy. The Ohio Veterans Hall of Fame. Nominate a veteran today.
Guy Ines Bluford, Air Force, Vietnam. I'm from Philadelphia. I was born and raised in Philadelphia. I grew up during the Cold War. I got very interested in airplanes as a kid, and in 1960, I went to Penn State. I went there to get a degree in aerospace engineering. And as part of going to Penn State, as a freshman and sophomore, you were required to take ROTC, and I took Air Force ROTC. I took Air Force for 2 years, decided to go advanced because I thought that would be a great way of serving my country. I was going to go into the Air Force as an engineer, but found out that I could fly and got my private pilot's license at Penn State. And when I graduated in 1964, I had a degree in aerospace engineering. I got a commission in the United States Air Force, and I had a private pilot's license. And then I flew combat in Vietnam and the F-4. I was assigned to the 557. I was there for 9 months. I flew 144 combat missions, of which 65 of them were over North Vietnam. The missions were primarily designed to support the guys on the ground, so most of the missions we were supporting the Army or the Vietnamese Army. You fly in and they would ask for bombs in certain locations, and we would go ahead and do that. I also dropped weapons in Laos. I also flew air support in North Vietnam, protecting fighters who were going in and dropping bombs in North Vietnam. So it was a wide variety of missions throughout. After that, I came out of Vietnam. I spent 4 or 5 years in the Air Force as an instructor pilot, taught both American students as well as West German students. And then I had an opportunity to go back to school because I really wanted to be an aerospace engineer. And so the Air Force sent me back to school. I got a master's degree and PhD in aerospace engineering and became an engineer. I was served at Wright-Patterson doing basic engineering work. Came up for a reassignment in the Air Force. I was getting ready to go back to flying again. NASA was looking for astronauts. I thought that would be a great opportunity to fly. I applied for the astronaut program in '77, and I was one of 35 people who had gotten selected for the astronaut program in '78. And so the next 15 years, I served at NASA as an Air Force officer, and I flew an opportunity to fly 4 times in space with NASA. I felt very fortunate to be selected for STS-8, which was the 8th mission of the shuttle. And we flew night liftoff and night landing. We put a satellite in orbit and that sort of thing. But I also felt very honored to be in the role of being the first African American in space. And I felt very honored to be one of 3 at the time African Americans to open up that window. And I think one of the big things we wanted to do among the 3 of us was to encourage more African Americans to come into the space program. And they eventually did that over the next few years after we got there. And then I retired in '93 from the Air Force after almost 29 years in the Air Force. So when I retired from the Air Force, I had some very strong skills. So the transition out was pretty comfortable for me because a lot of people wanted me to come work for them. I ended up selecting a small disadvantaged company to work for called NEMA. They recruited me to come to Cleveland to run an engineering division for them. And it was an exciting job. And I felt very fortunate to come here. The thing that made it so great was the fact that I came here and ran a division of the company. I had 400 scientists, engineers who were all doing high-end aero work in support of NASA GLIM, which was really down my alley. I do a lot of speaking engagement, primarily for youth, to encourage them to stay in school, maximize the opportunities they have for education, but also to encourage them to come into science and engineering. I feel excited about being inducted in the Hall of Fame. I'm a veteran. I'm a military veteran. I take a great deal of pride in what I did, serving my country, and I feel very honored to be a member of that unique group that's been selected to the Ohio Veterans Hall of Fame.
Selection and induction into the Ohio Veterans Hall of Fame is a great honor. Nominate a veteran today